So do you also use IndiaMART to get more leads for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Google Sheets for foreign language course. So over here I'm running a language training institute and we use IndiaMART to get more leads for our business. So now what I want is that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMART account, automatically with the help of the same lead details, a new row should be added into my Google Sheets. Which means that the IndiaMART lead details should be added to my Google Sheets automatically so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between IndiaMART and Google Sheets. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. So as you know, in this tutorial, I'll show you how to automatically add IndiaMART leads or inquiries to Google Sheets, specifically for managing foreign language courses and enrollments. This setup ensures that every lead is captured and organized in real time. So let's get started with a really simple example. So as you know that I'm running a language training institute, right? And over here you can see, let's say that someone is submitting an inquiry right over here for the same institute. You can see the requirement details, and over here is the inquiry someone is submitting whose name is demo lead. Okay, so I'm just going to submit this, and yes, you can see thank you for submitting, right? Since we have successfully submitted the inquiry, and now what I want is I want to add the same inquiry details and the potential client details into my Google Sheets. So yes, I'm going to open my Google Sheets, and yes, you can see the details have been added right over here automatically. You can see the same inquiry which we submitted, right? So yes, this was a simple connection or integration which we created between IndiaMART and Google Sheets with the help of an amazing automation software which is Pabbly Connect. So if you also wish to learn this automation step by step, you have to watch this video towards the end, right? So what we have done is we have simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you're a user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And as soon as we're going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications, which is IndiaMART and Google Sheets, obviously. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I have already created. So if you wish to learn how to create a new folder or a subfolder, you can click on this hyperlink given right over here which says learn more. And now it is asking me for the workflow name. So I want the workflow name to be how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Google Sheets for foreign language course. And then we are going to click on create, and as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window for automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this we can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So by this you can finally understand that the actions are response to the command given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMART. So I'm going to search for IndiaMART right over here. And as you can see IndiaMART, so we're going to select it. And after selecting the trigger application, it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So here what I want is that as soon as a new lead is captured, my workflow should be started, right? So I've selected the same as my trigger event. And as soon as we're going to select the trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow. So what we have to do is first we're going to copy this webhook URL and then we're going to follow this help text, and it is saying log into your IndiaMART account, navigate to the lead manager section in the left tab, go to import export leads from the three dots and then click on I am leads push API. Okay, we are going to follow the same. I'm going to log into my IndiaMART account, and after opening my IndiaMART account, from the left side of the bar we have to go on this lead manager, and after coming on this lead manager we have to go on this three dots which says menu and then import export leads and then push API. And as I'm going to come over here to the push API, it is asking me to select the source and the CRM platform name. So you can see in the help text it's stated that choose other in the select source option, and then enter Pabbly Connect in the CRM platform name. Okay, we are going to follow the same. For the source, I'm going to select it as other. And now for the CRM platform name, we are going to keep it as Pabbly Connect. And now it is asking me for the webhook listener URL. So we're going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow, which was the webhook URL. We are going to paste it right over here. And then we're going to click on Save Details. And as soon as we're going to click on Save Details, it is asking me for the reason. Why do I wish to shift my IndiaMART leads to any another application? So over here, my reason is this, which is I can easily assign leads to my sales team and manage their performance. You have to select your reason right from here and click on this button which says click to generate OTP. And now it has sent me an OTP successfully. So I'm just going to enter the OTP right over here. And now after entering this OTP, we are going to click on submit. And as soon as we're going to click on submit, yes, you can see integration live. So yes, with this, we have successfully created a connection between our IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow. But over here, it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes, it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what we have to do is I'm going to test this webhook URL right over here and our connection which we created, right? So I'm just going to open my CRM push API once again, and over here you can see the button which is the blue button of test your webhook listener URL. So I'm just going to click on this button, and now we're going to click on this button which says test. And as soon as I'm going to click on test, it has given me a curl request header. And after receiving this curl request header, with this we have successfully did the test submission. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the webhook response or not. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the webhook response. Over here you can see all the details which Pabbly has captured. You can see the subject, you can see the sender state, you can see the pin code, the phone number, the name and the mobile number too. But you must be wondering that this subject doesn't align to our services, right? So what happens is that I'm using a test IndiaMART account. That's why I'm going to receive the test details of my lead. If you're using a live IndiaMART account, you're going to receive the live details of your lead, right? Over here I've received the default details because I'm using a test IndiaMART account. So I'm just going to show you all the details. You can see the sender's name, the mobile number. We are going to move on forward. Over here you can see the sender's company, the city. Over here you can see the query message, the product name and another details. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMART account, automatically Pabbly is going to capture the response of the same lead and trigger this workflow. Okay, so we are going to move on forward towards our action step. So what I want is I want to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Google Sheets, right? So for my action application, I'm going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm going to search for Google Sheets right over here, and as you can see the same, so we're going to select it right over here. And after selecting the action application, we're going to move on towards the action event. So for the action event, we are going to select it as add new row, and then we're going to click on connect. And as soon as I'm going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then we have to click on this button which says sign in with Google. So I'm just going to click on this button right over here, and as soon as I'm going to click on this button right over here, you can see that it has asked me to select the Gmail account. And after selecting my Gmail account, Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So what we are going to do is I'm going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow, Pabbly is safe. And as soon as you're going to click on allow right over here, yes, you can see authorization successful. With this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connects workflow. And after completing this connection, it is asking me to select the spreadsheet for which I want to create this automation. So as you can see, the name of my spreadsheet is new leads and inquiries. So we're going to select the same right over here, which is new leads and inquiries. And as soon as you're going to select the spreadsheet, it is going to ask me to select the sheet. So here you can see that in my spreadsheet, we have only a single sheet. So we're going to select the same only right over here. We are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the name, phone, sender's address and inquiries. So you must notice that these are the same details which we have entered in the columns of our Google Sheets, right? So what we are going to do is I'm going to fill in all of the details from the response of our IndiaMART right over here. So what we are going to do is I'm going to enter the lead details right over here and fill in these so that we can add that same lead details in our spreadsheet right over here. But we are not going to copy paste the details or enter it manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step. We selected IndiaMART as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the name, right? So let's suppose I'm going to enter the name right over here manually by simply typing it like this. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if we're going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look for for name in the previous response, and as you can see the name. So let's suppose we're going to map this from the previous response right over here. Okay, so we're going to map it and erase this manually entered data. As you can see Prabhat, so we're going to map it, and as soon as we're going to map this name, automatically this will change with every new response received because this is a dynamic information now. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. Same we are going to do with the phone number too. I'm going to map the phone number right over here. We're going to look for phone in the previous response, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. We're going to map the sender's address too. I'm going to look for address right over here in the previous response, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. And now it is asking me for the inquiries. So here I have to map the query message. Okay, so I'm going to look for message in the previous response right over here, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. And after mapping all of these details, we are going to move on forward and click on this blue button which says save and send as request. And as I'm going to click on this button, it has given me a positive response that we have successfully added these details into our Google Sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Google Sheets and check for the details added. And yes, you can see the details have been added. You can see the name, you can see the phone number, you can see the sender's address, and over here you can see the inquiry which we have added right now. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, automatically the details would be added in my Google Sheets without any manual efforts, simply by this automation. So yes, now we don't have to come back in again to our workflow and click on save and send test request. Automatically this is going to run in backend and we can just sit and relax, right? So yes, with this we have successfully completed this workflow, and now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application we selected IndiaMART, for the trigger event we selected new leads, for the action application we selected Google Sheets, and then for the action event we selected add new row, because I wanted that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMART account, automatically the details should be added into my Google Sheets. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the details we added in our Google Sheets with the same details which we received from our IndiaMART response, right? So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just loan this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.